Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition, and we're going to talk about open positions on the Dungeons & Dragons game design team that are not, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition game design team, that are not getting filled, and we're going to talk about why I think they're not getting filled. All right, let's jump into this. All right, so right now, there are 4 jobs ready and open and available in the Dungeons and Dragons game design team, right? And what are they? So one, this information comes from Mastering Dungeons, which does a weekly Dungeons and Dragons news. Does a weekly Dungeons and Dragons news show, right? Really fantastic. Sly Flourish pointed me to it. I can't recommend it enough. Mastering Dungeons. It's on any podcatcher you can get, and it's I use Google Podcasts, and also you can find it on YouTube as well. All right, so here's the 4 open positions, right? So 1, senior game designer, open position. 2, game designer, open position. 3, senior development editor, open position. And 4, the principal art designer. Principal art designer, right? So this is the lead, the principal principal art designer, and basically that's for the head of all art in Dungeons and Dragons. So you're like acquiring the artists and getting them into position and lining them up, right? The current one, his name is Richard Witter. I didn't know this. He's not American. He's Canadian, and he's going back to Canada to be closer to his family. That's why he said he is quitting the Dungeons and Dragons art team, and he wants to be closer to his family. All right. So that's 4 positions, and these have all been open for months, right? So why on earth would there be these 4 sweet gigs at the biggest, best Dungeons, tabletop role-playing game in the world, Dungeons & Dragons 5th Edition? Nothing even comes close, right? In scale, sales, anything. Certainly not quality either. And so why would these positions remain open? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's an open secret. Tabletop role-playing game design positions require somebody, Dungeons & Dragons Dungeon Masters, what are they? They're confident, charismatic, and intelligent, right? So you need a confident, charismatic, intelligent person who can write and finish things on time, okay? That person right there is going to be valuable anywhere, in any company, right? And get this, whoever's going to be on these positions, they're going to be serving millions of dungeon masters. Dungeon masters today are smart, intelligent, charismatic people, right? And if you trust and believe, if you take a step wrong on Dungeons and Dragons, you will hear it all over the internet, right? Which they do constantly. So basically, you need a highly skilled person, right? But the pay is junk, right? The pay. So basically, if you are a highly skilled person, right, which you're going to need to be to fill any of these roles, right, then at that point, you also need to be somebody who doesn't like money, right? And the reason why is tabletop role-playing games pay dirt compared to any other industry. So one, there's just tons of industries in the U.S., and that's where these jobs are, that will pay more, right? So big pharma, big tech, finance, there's just tons. And also even within the creative space, video games, right? Mike Pondsmith is one of my all-time favorite, the senior, not the son, one of my all-time favorite tabletop role-playing game designers. He graduated over a decade ago to the video game world, and he works there. And the reason why he works there is because he was just able to make a ton more than he could at R. Talsorian. I think Mike Pondsmith even had ownership in an R. Talsorian, and still went over to these other industries. So the reality is that's the one reason is you have to find the right person, and then find the right person, and then say, oh, hey, you want to make dirt, right? Like, because that's really what the tabletop role-playing game industry pays. Now, why does the Dungeons and Dragons design team not pay, right? Well, the reality is there is a long line of people that want these jobs, right? And it doesn't pay in money, but it does pay in fame, right? Mike Merles and Jonathan Tweet, Rob Hainsue, Gary Gygax, Ray Winninger. I know their names because they're design leads on Dungeons and Dragons, right? Period. End of sentence, right? Tim Cook. I think it was Tim Cook. There is a level of celebrity that comes with being on the Dungeons and Dragons design team. Monty Cook, right? He's over there slaving away right now on, with like not doing well, right? Like over on Monty Cook Games, Monty Cook Games is really like they have just, he took his swing at the king and did not win, right? So Monty Cook is, he is working very hard. Actually, he's not. I should correct myself. He's not slaving away. He is earning money, right? So that's not slave work, or there's no such thing as slave work. You don't get paid. That he's not slaving away. He's working very hard. I'm going to correct that statement. And he's working for pay, but the pay is not, is not commensurate with the work he's doing, right? And the reality is, like, it's just, but I know Monty Cook's game. I know Monty Cook's name just because he was briefly on 3.5, right? He was, and he was briefly on the 5.0 and left, right? So the reality is there's a level of celebrity. So you got to be willing to be paid in celebrity, and that means sacrifice. Like, say, so if you have a family and you want that, and you want nice cars and good, nice home and all those kind of things. The tabletop role-playing game industry, service in that industry is sacrificial, or it is supplemental, right? Like, to work in tabletop role-playing games full-time, we have strong proof this never, ever produces millionaires, ever, right? Like, and that's not the case in a ton of these other industries, right? You can go work, even work for, someone else, not even own your own business, and come out, with stock options and all kinds of different ways to make revenue. So these positions are open because they pay dirt, right? And this is highly discussed in the industry, but I don't think you're ever going to fix this problem. And the reason why is there are people who will be paid in celebrity, and not in micro celebrity, and that is the reality of it. You're going to get you will actually get paid in this micro celebrity, which is quite real. Like, once you're in the tabletop role-playing game community, you will be paid, in people will know your name who are in the TTPRG. And right now, I think that is the main reason these positions are not getting filled. That's my thought. What do you think? Why do you think these positions are remaining open? I think the pay is the issue, right? There's just, and I think Wizards of the Coast is like, you're not the right person, and then they find the right person, and the person learns the actual number, and they're like, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Like, I want to buy some kicks this week, like, I ain't gonna do that, right? So that's the issue. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know in the comments below. Please consider liking and subscribing, and have a wonderful millennium.